Hey, what's up everybody? I listened to your request. In today's video we are going to be looking at Kid Boo's dreadlocks. Just a sneak peek. Boom, that's Kid Boo right there. And first and foremost, I just want you guys to look at Gunslock Instagram. We're almost at 2,000 followers, so make sure to go give us a follow. Basically, if you want to get featured as a shout out, I'm gonna give a shout out right now. I don't know why I said that before that, but shout out to Aaron Stark 6. I actually think I did that already, so I'm just gonna pick a random one. Let's pick someone on this post. Shout out to Great Family Edits, great_family_edits. Big shout out to them. They actually, it's like a fan page actually, so that was random how I selected that, but go check them out. Other than that, like I said, we're going to be looking at Kid Boo's hair right here. And Kid Boo is, I'm assuming, a rapper. But yeah, his hair is interesting. It's dyed pink, and he has dreadlocks, and he has straight hair dreadlocks. You can see that he probably has like a curl to his hair. You can see the side of his hair right here, that it has some sort of curl to it. And so his hair is somewhat curly, probably like Lil Pump's hair texture, hair type, whatever you want to call it. And actually, it's really interesting. What do you guys think? Looking at it, it kind of looks fake, but at the same time, I'm not exactly sure how he started. On his Instagram, there's not really pictures of how he started them, mostly just pictures of how they are now. But looking at his hair, it looks very similar to Lil Pump's hair. A lot of people are commenting Lil Pump on here. So you can see that at the roots of his hair, that his hair will sprout out into the dread, but at the same time, you see how it sprouts? And then you can see that there's some sort of knot tying it to the hair. So it is very skeptical on how he got his dreadlocks. Could be fake, could be faux dreadlocks, or could be real dreadlocks. But looking at it, it could be faux dreadlocks. They just look really real because you can see how skinny they are at the root, and the lengths of them are really maintained for his hair texture. But at the same time, like, you can maintain your hair at that hair texture, make them look really good, very maintained. But the hair texture of the dreadlocks doesn't really match up with the hair texture he actually has, because he has like a curly hair versus his hair looking super tight in these dreads. But like I said, they could be natural dreads. If you guys could DM me on Instagram any earlier pictures of his dreadlocks or any early pictures of his hair without dreadlocks. Let's actually see if there's any on here on Google. If we go to Kid Boo and see if there's any pictures of him. Oh, of course, they're gonna pop up him. So, rapper. Before the dreads, you know what I mean? It doesn't look like he has any pictures before the dreads. But to my knowledge, it looks like he does have like just a curly hair versus like a coarse hair. You can see in this picture that his hair actually is super dark at the roots, and then it goes into the pink, which is a super saturated pink. But that's not the reason of his hair being fake. I think it looks more fake just because of the knots at the roots. Oh, so this is actually him before. Yeah, I believe this is him. I believe so. Yes. All right. I think it looks like him. So yeah, you can see that his hair was kind of like how Lil Pump's hair texture is, actually a little more loose than how Lil Pump's was. So looking back at this first photo, you can see that his hair, like I said, has that weird kind of knot at the base of his dreads, which can be a sign of fake dreadlocks, but at the same time could be real. If you were to get these, it looks like he would use twist and rip, especially with his hair texture being curly like that. Twist and rip would be perfect. He could have even done back combing. One thing that he wouldn't have done is twisting with gel because his hair is more straight. One thing that could have been done also is a lot of crochet hooking. That's why his hair looks super maintained. Crochet hooking basically pulls in all of the loose hair, pulls in frizziness. So that's what you want to do. His hair texture, his hair type is most likely a 2A or a, no, not even 2A, probably like a 2C. That's probably his hair texture. Could be a 2B, but you know, with this hair being that long, it's kind of hard to tell. But we'll say that he has a 2C hair type. With that hair type, you'd most likely want to do twist and rip, back combing, or you could even do interlocking. You just have to get the initial lock. But if you want to get hair like Kid Buu, your hair would be 2C hair type, and then you would start with twist and rip and then finish off with crochet hooking. That's exactly what you need to do in order to get your dreadlocks like Kid Buu if you want to get your hair like his. Now moving on to another photo, let's try to get over the fact that, well, not the fact, but his hair might be fake. So besides that, we can see that his hair is pink, obviously, and that just comes from bleaching the hair and dyeing it pink. And his hair is super saturated. And in some photos, like you guys did see, that his roots are actually black. So his natural hair color is a dark brown or a black. And so it does process a lot, or it takes a lot of processing to actually get his hair to a bleached color in order to dye it pink, especially this saturated. Right here, you can see that the bleach is actually peeking through his dreads. And you can see that his hair is a little more orange at the tips and some at the root. And in this photo, his hair looks a little more real. So I'm leaning more towards his hair actually being real versus it being fake. Because obviously with straight hair dreadlocks, sometimes they can tend to look, they can tend to look a little more fake. But I believe his hair is real, so no speculations of his hair being fake. Well, besides obviously the knots at the root. And this could be during the beginning stages of his hair. And the thing is if you get dreadlocks out of longer hair, they tend to look a little more fake, or a little, I would say, underdeveloped, just because they're long and they're barely started. So say you get your dreadlocks and you do a lot of crochet hooking, they're gonna still look a little stiff, and that's a sign of fake looking dreadlocks. If they're stiff, if they're overdeveloped at a long hair, if that makes sense. Like if you look at Fetty Wap when he got his dreadlocks, they looked, he installed them and it seemed like the next day they just were super mature. So with them being mature at such a long state of him barely getting them, then that's like a sign of fake dreads. But what do you guys think? Do you think they're real? Do you think they're fake? There's not really a process of how he got his. You could just kind of see, honestly, it doesn't really go to much on his Instagram page. But someone comment, this looks like my GTA character. That's funny. But yeah, overall, he does kind of look like Lil Pump. Like if you see this photo, if you were to look at this like really quick, you would think it's Lil Pump. But yeah, that's basically how you would get dreadlocks like him. Just a recap of everything is you would need like a 2C type hair. And then after you get the 2C type hair, you would definitely need to get twist and ripping. So twist and rip your hair. And then honestly, to keep that maintenance, you could even do interlocking at that point. As long as the tip is locked of the dreadlock, then you could thread that tip through the roots and interlock your dreads and keep doing that. And that's what Lil Pump does. Lil Pump interlocks his dreadlocks, and he does it in a way that actually shows the interlocks. If you do interlocking properly, it'll not really show. So that's something that you could do. But yeah, if you want to do that, then after that whole method of getting the dreads, then you would bleach your hair and then dye it pink. And that's how you would get dreadlocks like Kid Buu. He does have a really interesting set of locks. I think they're actually really cool. But then again, what do you guys think? Do you think they're real or do you think they're fake? It's really interesting. I think they look awesome. They look pretty cool. Like right here, it's a dope picture, really colorful. Seems like a very colorful guy. But then again, like in some photos, like he's just wearing all black, so not really colorful, but his hair is. So what do you guys think? There's not really much to say besides the methods that he chose. Like I said, could have been, twist and rip, could have been back combing. But the quickest way, if you want to get your hair quick like him, then do twist and rip, and then it just develops so quickly, and then follow it up with crochet hooking, which if you do have a straighter hair type, that's what you would want to do. If you have straight hair, just twist and rip and then move on to crochet hooking, and then you'll get your dreads really, really, really quick. But other than that, guys, that's basically it. Like I said, make sure to go follow Guns Locked on Instagram. This is the raw and uncut series, so that's why you didn't see any editing in this. Still have a few more episodes on this, so stay tuned throughout the rest of the series. What do you guys want to see next? Comment down below. Other than that, I will see you guys next time.